Ever looked at boxing and thought, there's just not enough brain damage in this sport? What if we took away the gloves and the ability for fighters to block? Perfect! Oh wait, that's not embarrassing enough. How about rather than punching, we get them to slap the piss out of each other instead? You son of a gun, I'm in. Power slap events take place on a stage with as many logos as possible to highlight just how tacky the sport is. Contestants stand opposite each other, either side of the slap table. The rules are as follows. Each contestant must stand parallel with the table and have at least a portion of either foot in their designated box, and when striking, both feet must be planted. They cannot pivot or step, although slight heel raises are allowed. They must strike below eye level and above the chin, not lead with the palm so all of the hand impacts at the same time, not flinch, raise the shoulder, or tuck the chin to a level that would obscure the striking area. Finally, each fighter must say how many measures they will perform. This enables them to verbally count down their opponent's doom while lovingly caressing their face and whispering words of encouragement. So it turns out there are quite a few rules, but if you've watched any slap fighting events, you'll quickly learn they are about as enforced as my diet plan. Yet before we even get to that, a glaring issue of slap boxing is that it gives an insane advantage to the first slapper. Many fighters get flatlined in the first round and don't even have a chance to strike. Hardly seems fair. This is made worse by the fact that the initial slapper is decided by a coin toss. Personally, I'd like to see them do a fun war first or something. Far more entertaining. But back to the cheating. After many hours of scrupulous research, and by that I mean watching half a dozen fights while sipping my morning coffee, I noticed almost every fighter cheats to some extent. Hunching their shoulders to limit their opponent's swing, lifting their heels for maximum follow-through, unintentional flinching, you name it, they are doing it. But for me, one of the most blatant fouls I see is clubbing. Remember earlier I said the whole hand is to contact the face at the same time? Well, tons of fighters just smack the crap out of each other with their palm, with their fingers providing little more than a tickle on their way across. The worst culprit is a fella known as the crazy Hawaiian. Literally every slap this guy throws is just an open palm punch, yet the refs almost never call him up on it. It's blatant cheating, but Bas Rutten would be proud. Yet while there's overt cheating and power slap, there's also what I like to call sneaky cheating. Now these moves don't actually go against the rules, but they absolutely should. Top of this list is growing a big ass beard to hide that chin. Opponents can't strike what they can't see. Half of the top performers are giving Hagrid a good run for his money. Next up is leaning forward. This enables the receiver to tuck their chin without committing a shoulder foul, and makes it more awkward for the slapper, as the receiver's head is too close. Genius little strap that. And finally, only a portion of the feet needs to be in the foot boxes, so receivers should widen their stance as much as possible so that only a sliver of each foot is in the box. This way they can better brace for the strike. But who really cares if fighters cheat anyway? Not the rule makers, that's for sure. Some genius thought it would be a good idea to let most fouls stand. That means it is quite literally meta to purposefully foul on the first round and dish out maximum damage. The slapper loses a point for the foul, but hey, it doesn't really matter. With their opponent compromised, they can just execute a decent slap next round and win. Besides, on the off chance they get disqualified after illegally KOing their opponent, they still got to knock someone out and feel like a beast. So who's the real loser here? The unconscious winner, or the disqualified guy who's emoting on the loser's stiff body? Naturally, you might be asking yourself, why on earth do these people do it? For glory! That's why. It's glory without the hard work. Back in the day, you had to set foot in the arena as a gladiator for such prestige, and risk potentially being torn apart by tigers. See, unlike with other martial arts where you can spend years training to hone your skills, you don't need to do that with slapboxing. You can just roll off the couch, take a couple of swings at your wife, and hey presto, you're a real fighter. Of course, the payoff is hardly worth it in the grand scheme of things. The likelihood of being immortalised as a meme when you get knocked out is high, as is the risk of brain damage. A study found that of 333 slaps observed, 80% of fighters exhibited signs of concussion. Interestingly, these scientists mysteriously disappeared with their phone's location dropping off in the middle of the Pacific. Only joking. They're still around. For now. So what do fighters get besides a potentially brief shot at glory? I hear it's a free pack of Juicy Fruit gum with 2-for-1 vouchers at Cineworld. Now, I like Juicy Fruit as much as the next guy. But can't we do better? Hubba bubba at least, surely. Yet some fighters may be looking beyond slapboxing, seeing it as a stepping stone to greener pastures. Get a couple of knockouts, earn some fame, and get invited on some influencer's podcast. From there, start their own crypto coin, shill it to their fans, rug pull, and then ride off into the sunset with millions of dollars. Well, that at least seems to be the go-to thing to do now anyways. Most people thought slapboxing was little more than the latest trend, and that the excitement surrounding it would quickly fizzle out. However, it seems to be doing fairly well. Not Real Madrid well, as this dummy would leave you to believe, but well enough to grow. Larry Wills got flatlined by the crazy Hawaiian in an unexpected crossover vid, and ex-fighter Paige Van Zandt tried her hand at it officially. I hear Will Smith is thinking about making an appearance too, but my dream is for that guy with the big-ass hands to throw his hat into the ring. Maybe then we'll finally see that elusive slap where someone's head gets twisted all the way round like that girl from The Exorcist. A man can dream.